just looking through the list here. It's quite a similar questions, actually. I don't know if there's two questions, Dr. John, and specifically one from Filippo says, how do I get out of my own way?
You never have to get out of your own way. You have to get your false personas out of your true being's way.
False persona.
Your false persona of who you think you are. Now, the number one thing that makes people confuse who they are is the comparison to other people. If a gold medalist is about to jump in the water to do swimming, if he's focused on his mission, he's not going to be looking to his left and right as his opponents. Because the second he looks to one side or the other and does any comparison, he'll never win. He's got to focus on what his mission is. So what happens is a lot of people walk in a mall, they meet somebody, they see somebody walking by, and they think, that guy looks more intelligent than me. That guy looks more successful than me. That guy looks more wealthy than me. That guy looks like he's got a more stable marriage than me. That guy over there looks like he's got more influence than me. That guy's got more physical fitness than me. That guy's more inspired than me. And then you beat yourself up. Einstein said, when you're a cat expecting to swim like a fish, you're going to beat yourself up because you're not being a fish. That's not who you are. And if you're a fish trying to climb a tree, you're going to beat yourself up because you're not a cat. And what people do is they compare themselves to other people, live in their shadows, not on their shoulders, put them on a pedestal, envy them and try to imitate them, inject the values of them into their life and try to inculcate that and try to be somebody they're not and lose their true identity, their mission, at the expense of fitting in and conforming to the herd instead of being heard. In the process of doing that, they'll minimize themselves and they'll actually confuse what's really important to them from what their real mission is. And that will distract them. Or they'll do the opposite. And both of these lead to dysmorphic perceptions of self. The other is they look down on people and they think, oh, I'm more intelligent than them, more successful than them, have more money than them, have better relationship, more social savvy, more physically fit, more spiritual. And the second you do that, now you exaggerate yourself and then spend all this energy, dissipative energy, trying to change them relative to you. Anytime you're trying to change you relative to others or others relative to you, you're putting your energy into something that's not going to happen. Mm. You're not here to put people on pedestals or pitch. You're here to put people in your heart. And that's only the place you'll find your own authenticity. And the moment you're there, you won't have a confusion. You'll have certainty. Let me give you an example. And who was it that asked that actually? That question.
It's Filippo. So Filippo, actually, you could, if you don't mind, just unmute yourself and just say hi. Then,
hello.
Hi, Filippo.
Hi, John. Hi.
Great.
Good to meet you.
So here's the deal. So Filippo, I'm going to use you as my guinea pig for a minute. Do I have permission?
Yep.
Okay. So Filippo, if I went up to you and I said, Filippo, you're always kind, never cruel, always positive, never negative, always nice, never mean, always generous, never stingy, always giving, never taking, always peaceful, never wrathful. Would you believe me?
I would say thank you, but no, I wouldn't believe you.
Wouldn't your bullshit meter go off and say, not exactly? Can you be thinking of times when you've not been that way?
Yeah.
Now, if I said to you, you're always mean, you're never nice, you're always cruel, you're never kind, you're always negative, never positive, always wrathful, never peaceful, always taking, never generous, always, inconsiderate, never considerate, would you believe me?
No.
No, your bullshit meter would go off and you think, I'm a nice guy at times. But if I said to you, Filippo, sometimes you're nice, sometimes you're mean, sometimes you're kind, sometimes you're cruel, sometimes you're positive, sometimes you're negative, sometimes you're peaceful, sometimes you're wrathful, sometimes you're generous, sometimes you're stingy, and sometimes you're considerate, sometimes you're inconsiderate, you'd immediately go, yes. Because you only have certainty when you're objective and you have a balanced orientation. So anytime you're trying to put on a facade of one side or the other, your uncertainty pushes people away. Just like money circulates through the economy from those who value it least to those who value it most. And clients circulate through the sociology and the economy from those doctors that have the least certainty to those that have the most authentic certainty. And the moment you're objective with yourself and not putting people on pedestals and minimizing yourself and not putting people in pits and exaggerating yourself, and you're being yourself, you're in healing consciousness because now you're grateful, you're loving, you're inspired, you're enthused, you're certain, and you're present, which are the cardinal pillars of healing consciousness, which magnetize opportunity, and the universe brings you patience.
Pretty cool. Thank you.
Thanks, John. That's awesome.
Wow, that's awesome.
Good job, Filippo. Great question, my friend. Great question.